I think it's funny. My whole career, there's been a lack of enough people building software. We've never had enough software. Always wanted more. Even through Y2K, when we were pulling into the U.S. economy, we were pulling people from all over the world to make Y2K happen. Never could get enough software, and so now we have lots more people that can write software and software that can write itself, and we're somehow expecting this to be a bad thing, right? It's just not. We've never had enough resources writing software. That's going to continue to be the case now. Now, at the same time, it will be something different. It'll be a different kind of software, right? We're not going to be sort of building the same stuff that we used to build it once and expect, 10,000 different companies to use it. It might be build it 500 times and expect 10,000 different companies to use that, right? A lot tighter to the target market. But, you know, ultimately the idea that software companies are going to disappear because the underlying systems are going to provide it, and the underlying AI is going to provide it, is as crazy as saying you don't need, I don't know, you don't need a toaster because you can just plug your bread into the wall outlet, right? You need the toaster because that's what's going to transform the raw power into something that makes you some breakfast, right? And you need software because that's what's going to turn AI into something useful for you.
Stu, what's your
Yeah, I
take?
think there's
Yeah,
some there's some really good magic in there, which is like I don't think software is dying. It's just very different than it was. And the software company is very different than the process of writing software or having software or using it. And the giant enterprise software company is going to be changing. How many people work there, what they can offer for benefits, what that does to, like, is that going to be the pinnacle role that everybody aspires to working at a FANG company? Well, that might change, but we're still going to need software. We need applications that can do things, but they can be more bespoke. It's much easier to customize them.
yeah.
I think, yeah. I mean, this is as maybe the only economics major. I don't know if we have any other economics majors or both of you guys. Yeah. Okay. Everyone's an economics major. Right. There was this great, there was this British economist, Jevon, who, is most famous for kind of popularizing the concept of diminishing marginal utility, which is a different topic. But he also had this Jevons paradox, which, in the 1800s, it became dramatically cheaper to run steam engines. You needed a lot less coal to drive the same amount of power output. And what happened was coal usage went through the roof, which would be exactly what you would think the opposite would happen, because you could get the same amount of work done for dramatically less coal. But as the cost of what it took to run a steam engine dropped, you just got a lot more steam engines to do a lot more things where the higher cost wouldn't have made sense. But it got down to a level where we're like, oh, now I could be using a steam engine to do this type of work. It's cheaper than, the person I was paying to do it before or whatever. So I think what's going to happen with software. Software is not going away. We'll probably have 1,000x more software than we've ever had in our life. And we'll have, it'll make even people I think that have gotten into vibe coding understand that they're now, creating new software to do things that you never would have thought to do before, because just the time and cost and
Right.
PETA factor of trying to do that would have been way too high before, but now you can do it very quickly. So, I'm kind of just reinforcing everyone else's comment. I mean, I think there's going to be more software than ever. How it's developed is going to radically change, which is going to reshape the way that what it means to be a software developer. It's going to reshape what it means even to be software, how software looks, but software will be everywhere now, more so than ever possible, because it's no longer as constrained to create it.